Okay, thank you for telling us that. Recording in progress. Okay, good evening, distinguished and our colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are warmly welcome to another impactful edition of the Public Service Knowledge Hub 2026 Promotion Tutorial Series. What we are going to learn today strictly on memo and the ESCO memo. Later after today, we still need to call, we are still going to call Madam to come back to this call on a lighter mood, fresh mood for full attention, full knowledge impact. But today, we have a limited time for that. So today's session is focused on one of the most critical administrative competencies required in the Lagos State Public Service, the art and science of written and executive memorandum. Executive memoranda forms the backbone of high-level decision-making. They influence approval, shape policies, guide implementation processes, and communicate the professional judgment of officers at various levels. For the upcoming 2026 promotion exercise, this skill is especially important as captured under the written assessment and job-specific competency component. Before we proceed, please allow me to appreciate every one of you for your consistent participation and hunger for knowledge. This program continues to grow because of your commitment to personal and professional development. So about tonight's session, by the end of this lecture, participants will be able to understand the purpose and structure of an executive memorandum, the key elements that make a memo accurate, concise, and decision-ready, common mistakes officers make, and how to avoid them. Practical example used in real cabinet office processes, how memo influence policy direction and executive decision. This session is extremely relevant to officers across all cadres, particularly those prepared for the upcoming promotion examination. Tonight, we are honored to host an exceptional administrator and a respected authority in governmental documentation and decision support processes, Mrs. Ekishola Ibukun, Director Cabinet Office Department, Cabinet Office, Lagos State. She is a seasoned policy documentation specialist with years of hands-on experience preparing, reviewing, and vetting high-level memoranda for Executive Council and principal officers of government. Her Ministry of Administrative Writing, clarity, and precision makes her an invaluable resource for officers seeking to upgrade their competence and excel in the civil service. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with your emojis, with great pleasure, please let your emojis coming up and join me in welcoming our facilitator for this evening, Mrs. Ekishola. Ma, you are welcome, ma. You have the floor, ma.
Thank you very much. Good evening once again, dear colleagues. I'm happy to be in your midst. I haven't been here before, but then it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. So I know that we've all, Ms. Nadami, are you sharing my slides or I have to share?
I've shared already.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes,
so I know we've all had a busy day. So we're just going to start by teasing ourselves a bit. And because as public servants, we get uptight about so many things. We have various challenges, and we still have to put up the best foot at work. And we've been at work since morning. So let's just look at some things that will make our job bearable. Yes, the topic is intricacies of writing executive memorandum. But I want us to know that there isn't a big deal about writing memorandum. If you have been writing submissions, memorandum should come easy. And that is if you have been writing submissions according to the laid down guidelines. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. So my job today is so simple. I want to manage your expectations. And I believe that at the end, you will understand how to prepare an executive memorandum. I want us to keep an open mind, please. Next slide. So the secret to having a fulfilling career in public service, you may be wondering, why am I going this route? But we need to go through this route to create a foundation that will build our knowledge sharing on tonight. I said, fix yourself and your job will fall in place. We all have different traumas. Whether we've worked with a boss that is not cooperative, that is not willing to share, or that is not willing to impart knowledge to us, or the boss that is not even knowledgeable about what the job entails, and they lash out at us. Some of us, we bring trauma from home. And when we are greeted in the morning, it is what is good about this morning. And one thing that I'm known for, I always tell people, please, if you are not taking anything away from this class, please take something that when you see people, morning, afternoon, a greeting. Morning is a greeting. And under no circumstances, I know it is difficult, but in fixing ourselves, we tend to compartmentalize issues. If your husband annoyed you at home or your wife, please don't bring it to the office. That is part of fixing ourselves. So when we create a good environment, we get help from people, either your bosses or your subordinates. So once you fix yourself, your job will fall in place. I said, enjoy your work. Spent cannot be recovered. If as officers, as public officers, we're still hoping that it is when we're deployed somewhere that we'll be happy. It's when I have this amount of money. It's not the job I actually wanted to do. If your attitude is that when I was in uni, I plan to be this, I plan to be that, and it's just not working out that way. And because of that, you have denied yourself the ability to be happy on your job. Please plug on this night. Change your attitude. Do that job that you think you cannot do any other one. And in doing it, you will be surprised that you will be recognized for a position. And you may even get to where you are going. You cannot recover the time you are spending. You are not enjoying your job. Keep on day out. I have regrets at the end of the day. Everyone faces challenges in life. And we will all be dealt a curveball somewhere in our lives. And my brothers and sisters, life is not fair. But we can't dwell on it. I'm very sure of the kind of deployments we've gotten. We don't like some of our bosses. But then, purpose for where we are. So I want to encourage us that wherever we are, we should make the best out of it. Now, as officers, I see a lot of people in their offices sitting down on the social media. Social media can be very distracting. The social media in Nigeria is even warped. There is no knowledge. No, we have few social media platforms that are impacting knowledge right now. And the algorithm, the way it works is what you watch. If you sit down on your phone or your system and you do yesterday, it will bring Oshupa and Pasuma tomorrow. If it is whatever you watch that the algorithm will count as your interest. There's so many things that we can learn on the social media. So in managing our engagement on social media, we strive for what will impact us positively. Thank you. Next slide. So for all of us that were always at this point where we compare ourselves with others, I would like to encourage us that life is a race of one. You are only competing with yourself. Comparing yourself with others. I'm a Christian. Bible says it's the height of foolishness. I'm very sure there is a place in Quran where it will admonish you from comparing yourself with other people, as well as other religions. So when your colleague is favored over you, when they give preferences to people around you, please, my brother and sisters, just move on. You are not in any race with anybody. I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, but I want us to know that we're lucky that we're alive today because some people we came into the public service with are no more today. They have finished their race. Don't compare yourself with others. Remember, the competition you have is yourself, and you owe it to yourself to do good where you are. I said, read and learn something new every day. Enhance your vocabulary. Now we are going towards where the topic of today. If we don't read and we don't learn new things, we won't have words when we're to write submissions. We won't have the idea. And if we don't have that, we will be rubbished. So in order for us to write well, we need to enhance our vocabulary from time to time. will develop the ear to listen and understand words. Some of us, we hear people use words, we just feel they are speaking big grammar. We don't go to check it out. We all have phones. That's why I'm saying when we moderate how we use the social media, we use it for our own good. And I want to tell us something. We are humans. We should use AI wisely. I see people now going on ChatGPT to write submissions, to prepare memos. And they are not even smart about it. We, as public servants, we should give life to whatever we are writing. If you want to do research, you can do research. Not that AI should write the submission you were asked to write. There must be your peculiar touch to your submission for it to make it reasonable. AI is just harvesting the knowledge we have inputted. So if we rely on AI, that means the knowledge will stop because we are just going to it, harvesting and not putting anything there. So I advise us to use AI wisely. I've seen people disgraced because they use AI. I said, focus on your strengths. Do not sweat the small stuff. I've seen the panic now in people just because we want to do promotion exams. Let's calm down. Let's take a chill pill. Don't let it be that on that day at the exam hall, they are pouring water on your head. It is what you have been doing. Go into that your reservoir of knowledge. Just calm down. You are not a sorcerer. You don't know what they will give you areas to focus on. If it has to do with maths and you are not strong in maths, they will give you their marking scheme. You know where. Try your best there. Focus on the one you know. You don't have to get 100. You can still get 80. And God will help all of us. And I want us to be an active listener. I know one executive that a phrase that is always saying is, read my body language. If you are not an active listener, you cannot understand body language. If our guys give us a job to do, please, it is no offense. Repeat after them. Relay what you have been told to do so that there is no cause for service debacle. You don't know anything and all that they throw at us sometimes. We should reflect and respond. But above all, we're all going for oral interview. We need all the confidence that we can get. See, I've been at a state function that governor gave out 1 million to somebody. When he asked a question, the person stood up, said the wrong thing confidently, and he got 1 million. And we did not want to rain on his parade. So we didn't tell that, okay, what he said was wrong. But later he said he just thought about it and he felt that was the answer. So those who are going to do oral interview for us, like I always say, they don't have fire on their head too. And stop asking people that came out of the interview room, what did they ask you? Because whatever you have in you asking them and their feedback may destabilize you. So it's my humble appeal to all of us that as we're going for this exercise, they are not interested in us failing. If you go for oral interview a lot, you will see that once you don't answer one, they will let you stand there and give you another one. I'm very sure we're all spiritual and we know this song, Kọ́lọ́run gbógo fọ́lẹ̀, Ọlọ́run á gbógo fọ́lẹ̀ fún gbogbo yín. Thank you very much on this session. I hope that I have triggered your imagination to know that what we need is within us and we can shine at any time. Thank you. Now to the business of the day. Please, can you give me that ESCO memo format?
Let's your emoji keep on coming. I'm coming now. Let me look for it.
Thank you so much, everyone. I truly appreciate your love. This is the Almighty ESCO executive memo. So I will talk us through this. I intentionally didn't prepare a prose format for us. I'm very sure that Mr. Jami will share this on his platform and you can have access to it. Because I want us to just look at it and understand. One of the crucial things that you will see in an ESCO memo is that your memo must have a number, the MDA, and the number you're going to give to it before you start asking, what if we have not written ones? It will be 01 or 001 as it catches your fancy. And you will put the date. It will be marked as secret, and you will have this document is the property of the Lagos State Executive Council affixed on it. You now put the title of the memo. One crucial thing that I want us to note from here is that this is an executive memo, but in some cases, this can become an executive summary. In terms of bills, when you want to present a bill, like Ministry of Justice wants to present a bill, they will have all the breakdown, the details of that bill. Maybe they are reviewing it, they will have all that in it. And then they will prepare this as an executive summary. When it is from your ministry for a project or for a policy, when is a policy too, this one becomes an executive memo. Because the policy will be very voluminous. I hope you are hearing me clear. I hope you can hear me clearly because I'm seeing internet unstable.
Yes, now, though before now it's dragging, but it's more clearer now. Hello, ma. Are you still with us? We lost her. Please bear with us. Let's wait for her to join back. I think the network have kicked her out.
Apologies, please.
All right, welcome back, man.
Sorry about that. I had to join with another network.
All right, thank you.
Sorry about that.
All right.
So, assuming Ministry of Works wants to probably repair a structure or construct a structure in Alausa now, this will not be an executive summary. They will have their annexures of what they intend to do, and this will be a full ESCO memo. So I think we're clear about that. So the number one item there is introduction. And I said this part introduces the subject matter to which the memo relates. It's like you just write an introduction that is a brief summary of what you intend to achieve with the memo. Forget these boxes. It's just showing you that that is what should be there. You don't have to put a box. It's a brief summary of what you intend to say. That's the introduction. We'll now move to background and existing state of affairs. Maybe we want them to come and repair. Maybe the memo is about repairing the electricity connection to block 1, for instance. We'll start by saying that building is the first one in Alausa that was erected. It's an old building. And because it's an old building, over the years, they've been patching and patching and patching. And some sections will have lights, some sections will not have light, and all that and all that. That is the situation on ground. That is the background. We're preparing the background while we are telling the governor that, or telling whoever that's telling ESCO that we need to repair or overhaul the entire block, the electricity connection to the entire block. That's what is going to be in the state of affairs. If it's a policy, we'll tell them about the failure or the shortcomings of the policy, what obtains. Maybe we're saying, take for instance, when there used to be morning and afternoon school. Maybe the situation that we're trying to address is that we want, because it's afternoon, children are insecure by when they are going home at night. Some children have been attacked, some don't get home on time, and that's what informed, some were attacked, or they get into bad gangs, they don't even go. Those are the situation on ground that we want to address. So to the 3.0 points, we'll see issues in controversies, if any, showing the root cause analysis. The issue in controversy will be that, yes, we have the two-time school session was addressing, we want every child to go to school, and they came up with that system. But now, the issue in controversy is that that thing is no longer working, is no longer achieving what we want it to achieve. That is the issue in controversy. That's a policy somersault. So we'll address that, but you don't have to do it. It is not a must. If you are prepared and you have captured it in your existing affairs, it is not in all cases that you have to do a root cause analysis. For instance, when you have a new issue to address, it is not based on what has been happening. You can identify what caused it, but it is not an issue, it is not something to be addressed based on an existing state of affairs. I don't know whether we get what I'm trying to say, but I'll leave that to the question answer session to address that. So the nature of our proposal is a description of the fundamentals of the suggested policy change, new legislation, new projects, showing how it resolves the root causes. Now, we're moving towards, we're teasing them with what we're suggesting that the policy change is because you now have a lot of recalcitrant students, or a lot of thugs masquerading as students, or that the law is now outdated and we're trying to address it. And we're telling them the way we're trying to address it is the nature of the proposal. Why that proposal? The function of that proposal, showing how it will resolve the problem at hand. So when we talk about methodology is a description of the manner by which the proposal is to be effected. Maybe when we want to address the need to scrap evening school, we now say that we need to build more classrooms, we need to employ more teachers. You need data to show. You must show those data. You must show the options whether it is the analytical aspects that you are going through, or there's so many ways, there's so many things you can adopt when you are picking your methodology. In some cases, people will use market research. Some will do the cost benefit analysis, as well as the SWOT analysis. And people also use the scenario planning. You will outline all the assumptions. So at times, a memo is not only the contribution of just one person. We should not shy away from asking for other people's opinion on a memo. We must describe the data source, justify the chosen methodology that we're using in the memo. Because in the presentation, you may not be the one that will present it. It's most likely your permanent secretary. But if it's a specialized area, you will be the one to present it because you are the one that knows the history of what you are doing. You may present it along with your permanent secretary. Because if the permanent secretary, in, let's say, physical planning, is not a planner, he might have on his skills to know all the things that it entails, but giving a technical position on the memo may not come easy to him. And you, the planner or the education officer, will be the one to expatiate on the gray areas. So we must be abreast of what we're talking about. And I will always say this. ESCO, you come to ESCO, I feel bad when I see public servants come and they're fidgety, they're unable to articulate themselves. You know that it is not that they don't know what they're there to discuss, but they lack the confidence. See, our job is not the end of our lives. When you go in there, and that was why I said, come with a bag load of confidence. You can easily articulate what you know. You can even use bravado to cover some shortcomings because nobody is a know-all. The next one is the procurement method, the cost implication, if any, showing detailed cost analysis of the proposed project. In this aspect, we should be careful not to just come with just one position when we're writing our memos. You must give those who are to take decision options so that they will see why you pick the advantage of this one. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the cheapest option. The cheapest option may not be right. But when you are presenting your memo or you are writing it, you must make it so compact and watertight that the reader or the person they are presenting it to will see why you are choosing a particular analysis over the other for the project. That's what people, any organization or executive will bow to to a superior argument if you have your facts right. So as public servants, we should refrain from doing a wishy-washy job. When we look at it that it is my name that is online, even if I'm not the one writing it, I'm not the one presenting, I'm not the one putting my initials there, but you should be proud in yourself. Pick it with your flimsy. When the result comes, it gives you that fulfillment that your effort did not go in vain. Number 7 is we must stipulate the duration of the project. Whether it's a policy, we know that policies, we must set the milestones for policies that will review it probably every 2 years or every 3 years. If, like the Eco-Excel, you set a duration that in the first, by the end of the second year, all students in primary 1 to 3 will be able to read eloquently. You'll be held to that deadline, that duration for that project. And they will go there to check whether what you said will happen as an offshoot of that project is happening. And if it's not happening, as officers in the public service, we should also monitor what the timelines we have set, such that if perchance there is failure, we preempt the review. Let's take, for instance, nobody knew COVID was going to happen. So if my deadline falls in between when COVID happened and the teaching mode changed, or I didn't have enough people in the office to execute that particular policy, I should be ready with my proposal, with my submission, that I'm at 40% because COVID happened. And so things did not take place. A very cogent example that I think will drive home this is that when Governor promised that by 2021, 2022, they will have finished paying all the outstanding pension, and when you want to go, you collect your pension. COVID now happened in 2000. And funds were diverted into ensuring that we keep people safe. So the funds being given to pension couldn't be paid. It was quickly addressed that we are changing our due date. We will strive to get to the conclusion, to the duration, the expected duration. So you fix another timeline. If you do that, you won't be caught snapping. So the tenure of the project completion, stating effective dates of projects and completion dates is very important. You can't just come and say that, okay, come and give us 1 billion. We want to build a bridge at Awoyaya. So give us that 1 billion. And you move on. They will now ask you, how long will it take you to build the bridge? What is the impact assessment? How is it going to affect people? How is it going to affect livelihood there? Yes, we know that it is needed that we have a bridge there, but you must tell them so that they can tell people that this is how long the inconvenience will be, and they can hold you to efficient service delivery. So number 8, you now have the summary of the approval sought by the presenter, including the relevant vote of charge, vote code, and current vote balance. It is very important. Except in emergency cases, you are working to the appropriation law. You must have the fund, not that you will come and say that, we want to do this, so give us votes. No. God forbid now, let's say one of the dilapidated building in Alausa, everybody had gone home, and the building, we've been saying that we are putting it in the budget. They said maybe we noticed this maybe June, and they said that there is no money, so we should just patch it. And we just get to the office tomorrow, the building at crumbled, and there are people there, and we have pressure where to put people. We want to build that structure back, and the earlier the better. That is an unforeseen situation. You can now go and probably reclassify some funds, talk to budget, and you may end out of charge when you are presenting your memo. That in cases like that is when you don't have a vote of charge, but not what you knew you were going to do. You now brought it and say that you should provide a vote of charge. It is very crucial. The memorandum must be initiated jointly by the commissioner or special advisor and the permanent secretary of the MDA. That is very, very crucial. C, the executive wing can say that they want to do this, but as public servants or as civil servants, let me talk about civil servants now. As civil servants, we're the one that will implement the policy. Even if it's to build anything, it is civil servants that will build those things. Even if you are giving it to a contractor, civil servants will be the one to implement it. So the permanent secretary is the accounting officer. So he must always be on board. As public servants, we should refrain from going to write memo for the executive in our ministry without the knowledge of our permanent secretary. Because even if the executive gets the approval, who is going to release the funds and who is going to implement it is still the public servant. So you need the accounting officer to be on board, even if you were asked to initiate a memo. My humble advice, please, let's pass it through the right authority. Let's pass it through our permanent secretary. In fact, when you are asked to initiate a memo, go to your permanent secretary, go and give him the lowdown. Or else we'll end up getting ourselves in trouble and we'll shake the system. Number 10, the title of the presenter and the ministry, department, or agency he or she is representing must be there. When you write, it may be the initial of your commissioner is TAO. You will put his portfolio under. The initial of your permanent secretary is OAM. You put it at the top and put PS under. The commissioner HC or SA. The soft and hard copy will be forwarded to the cabinet office leave that one. If there is an emergency, the Cabinet Office will take it from you at any time. Number 12, copy of the governor's approval is to be forwarded to the Cabinet Office before making presentation. Now, in some cases, when I started explaining that a memo can be an executive summary, it can also be a memo on itself. When a memo is standing in itself, you must do an executive summary, because everybody is sending memo to governor. Yes, he's going to read it, but you must give him a teaser to see. And when he reads it, he will now write on that your teaser, that's your executive summary. You can do a 1-pager or a 2-pager on that particular memo that captures everything that you have in like a memo of 10 pages or 5 pages. He will now write approved for presentation to ESCO. If the Cabinet Office didn't see that, you will not get listed. It will not get listed on the agenda. And I said, notes, figures, amounts must be properly calculated and clearly stated. Photographs, graphics, illustrations, memos must refer to any external material being relied upon. So I believe I just have some pointer to you about what an executive memorandum is, because he's done that, he's read that out at the beginning of this session, and all the torrential have been blowing since is just captured in these lines. The conclusion is your prayer, and whatever you are requesting for must show clearly in your prayers. And that is what will be used to prepare ESCO extracts. On ESCO extracts, whether it is money, whether your memo has monetary implication or it's just a policy, whatever approval that you have got, that you get from ESCO, will be issued to that particular MDA as extract. That is, if it involves money, that is what they will take to STO when they are processing it. If it doesn't involve money, if you now have people who want to refer to your policies and all that, that is the approval that shows that the policy is authentic. There is no boju about extract. Extract is just the approval. And that the extract comprise of just your prayer. So your prayer must be concise and straight to what you want the state to approve. And if you say that you assume, your assumption, when not clearly stated, is on you. You will have to write another one to come and authenticate your assumption. At this point, I would like to say thank you for listening. And I'm open to questions, contributions, clarifications from all of us. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Ma. Let me see your emojis coming up. Show appreciation. Please show love, show love, show love, show appreciation, show love, show love. We are more than this on this call. Show love. Well detailed. Well detailed. All right. So thank you so much, ma. Before we go into the next section, that is question and answer section, for more clarity, I will call on the Chairman, Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, in person of Mr. Olusegun Balogun, to give us some word, because they are the one that sponsor this program. Mr. Balogun, are you here, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to thank and appreciate our facilitator in person of the Director of Cabinet Affairs, Mrs. Akishola. We want to thank you and appreciate you so much for the delivery you've just given to us now, and then the hope that you are also giving to participants, that for them to be able to, probably raise their confidence and show that there's nothing in it, that as civil servants, we have to be on top of our duty and to ensure that we be up and doing. And as association, on behalf of all the executive members of Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, I want to appreciate everybody. And I want to give you this assurance that we're also working with the Civil Service Commission. The idea is not to shunt anybody. The idea is to improve our performance and for a better service delivery to the citizens of Lagos State and residents of Lagos State. That is the essence of what the government, the Civil Service Commission, are bringing on board. And we're also monitoring closely. But in case you have any technical issues or whatever, let us have that information so that we can escalate it for you and ensure that everything goes right. So on this note, I want to wish everybody a congratulations in advance, and God will.
Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Chairman. Let me see your emojis to appreciate Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman and his ESCO member are the one who sponsor today's program, especially the promotion exercise tutorial series. So thank you so much, sir. Once again, thank you very much, ma. We sincerely appreciate your depth of knowledge, clarity of delivery, and the practical insight you have shared with us this evening. Your guidance on the structure, precision, and policy relevance of executive memoranda has greatly enriched our understanding, especially as we prepare for this upcoming promotion exercise. We are truly grateful for your time, expertise, and continuous service to the Lagos State Public Service. So, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, we are now come to the interactive segment of today's session. This is your opportunity to seek clarification, raise practical scenario, ask questions on memo written techniques, or request further guidance on any parts of the presentation. Please keep your question brief, relevant, and straight to the point so that many participants can benefit from this call. Kindly use the raise hand feature or drop your question in the chat box and you will be attended to in order. Once again, Madam, our facilitator, thank you for an excellent presentation. I will, as you know, our norms here, if I call on you, your name, your ministry, then go straight to your question. On this call, we cannot solve your problem here. This session is just for knowledge, not to solve problem. So if you have anything that you want, aside from today's topic, that you want our facilitator to look into, you can visit her in her office, Block 1, Cabinet Office, so that she can do more justification to it. But for the purpose of learning, let your question be concise and straight, because we are still preparing for tomorrow work, and we have another class tomorrow. Again, we have 2 classes tomorrow also. So I will call on Mr. Igbason Oluwatoyin, sir. Your name, your ministry, and straight to your point. Please, no story. Is Mr. Igbason with us?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Thank you for your knowledge, sir. God will continue to enrich you.
Amen, sir. And you, sir?
Our director, Mrs. Etishola, God continue to bless you. I have learned a lot from this public service knowledge hall. My question is this, or clarification. Let me put it that way. I want you to expatiate on vote code, vote balance, and vote charge. That's number 1. Number 2, what is the difference between ESCO memo and executive summary? Thank you, ma'am. I'm from local government, Apaigomu, SCDA.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Igbason. Ma, how do you want to attend to the question, ma? Is it one after the other, or everybody should ask their question, then you attend to it, ma?
Please, let's just take all the questions, or maybe we should take 5.
Okay,
and we'll
5,
address.
then we address.
Yes.
Oh, okay, ma. So note their name so that if you want to have any clarification from them, you can unmute them again. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
The first question is from Mr. Igbason Oluwatoyin, so that if you want to ask more, we can unmute him. All right. Afiwajoye Toshi. Afiwajoye Toshi. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name.
Good evening, everyone.
Your name, your ministry. Good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
I'm Afiwajoye Tochi June. I'm from Lasut. I'm a nurse, an assistant chief nurse.
You're welcome.
My question, thank you very much. First question is, who can issue a memorandum, an executive memorandum, and how can an executive memorandum?
All right, thank you very much, ma. Well taken. Ma, is that well taken, ma?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
okay.
you.
Let me proceed to another person. Oshidipe Omobusayo. Unmute yourself, your name, your ministry, your level if possible. Okay, there's nowhere you are.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma. How are you, ma?
Hi, sir. Good evening to the erudite facilitator, the resource person. Thank you so much for the well explanatory lecture. Yeah, my question, no, it's not, okay,
Where
it's a question.
where are you reaching out from? Your name, where your ministry, please. You said?
Oshidipe Mobusayo from Office of Internal Audit.
Okay.
Oshidipe Mobusayo from Office of Internal Audit.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much,
So
ma'am.
my
Go ahead.
question is, I have an opportunity to see ESCO memo by chance, and I noticed that it's printed on a yellow paper. So my question is it strictly printed on yellow papers, or it can be printed on any other colors?
All
Thank
right.
you, ma'am.
Thank you. Stay back and listen for the response from our facilitator. So that question coming out from Oshidipe Omobusayo. Ola James, unmute yourself. Your name, your ministry. Ola James.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
My name is Ola. Yeah, I'm fine. My name is Enola Yodele James, Deputy Director Geology, Ministry of Energy. Thanks so much, ma'am, for this powerful presentation. My question is that I want a clear distinction between executive memo, proposal, and submission with their fixtures. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Ola James, stay behind. All right. The last on the list here, Mr. Adebodun Victor. Your name, your ministry.
Good evening, colleagues and the director and moderator. Thank you very much. My
Good
name
evening,
is
sir.
Joshua Victor, a deputy director from Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. Now, I noticed after secret, it was putting that this is the property of the Executive Council. So my question is this, ma. Now, is it directed to the governor or to the Executive Council? Because other memos we are told we have from and we have to. That's number one. Then number two, ma, can it be written that through the Honorable Commissioner, through the SA, or through the PAMSEC? Is that one necessary or allowed? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So that question is coming from Mr. Adebodun. So go ahead. You have the
Thank
floor.
you so much. Thank you so much for your contributions and your appreciation. I'll start from the bottom. Mr. Adebodun, because the question of Mr. Adebodun is related to the question of Mr. Ola James. He said, is the ESCO memo directed to the governor? The executive summary on the ESCO memo will be directed. That is when your memo is actually your memo. Sorry. When your memo is not predicated on a bill or on a policy. If we're following well, you realize that I said that there are some cases where what you're seeing on your screen becomes what that format that was shared becomes an executive summary. It becomes an executive summary on a bill or policy. But if it's on a project, it is a memo, and it can stand as both a memo and an executive summary. I hope I'm communicating that. And it should not be directed it is not directed at the governor. What is directed at the governor is the attached submission that you want to seek his approval to present it at the executive meeting. I hope we're clear. That submission is what is directed to him. You will attach it with your memo. The submission you are writing is just seeking his permission to present it at the executive meeting. I hope I've addressed what Mr. Adebodu was like. And Mr. Ola James, you said clarification between memo, executive summary. I think I've explained that. A memo, in some cases, are executive summary. And they can also be just your executive memorandum. A proposal will be a presentation. Let me cite an example now of a proposal. If, let's say, any of our sons identify a problem in Lagos State now and has a solution, maybe, or our daughter has a solution to a problem in an environment, he can write a proposal which can be submitted to the governor. That is coming from outside, or he can route it through the ministry that is concerned. And if it's an idea, if your son feels that, or your daughter feels that I can find a better way, especially those in the IT, for examinations in schools that is better than the way they do it, it can forward the proposal. And it can be forwarded to the governor for his approval to be presented at the meeting. If they now see that it can be helpful, they will now send it back to the ministry to work with the person. If there is need to put monetary whatever or review the monetary implication, the financial implication of that particular proposal, the ministry will work with the person and they will now prepare a memorandum to the executive for approval. I hope I'm clear. But if you are interpreting proposal, your proposal can fall inside your ESCO memo too. If two contractors are proposing different methods to something, you will attach, it's an addendum to the ESCO memo to show what their proposals are. I hope I'm clear. Thank you. If you need more clearance, we'll sort that out after. And Ms. Oshidipe, you have been opportune, you did not see an ESCO memo. An ESCO memo, no ministry has yellow paper. You have seen, probably you have only seen afar off the ESCO minutes or the ESCO extracts. The ESCO memo will be prepared on our usual A4 paper. It can be binded if it's plenty, we'll say, and it will be forwarded. It is just on our normal white A4 paper. That is on the color of the paper. Mrs. Afiwajoye, I want to believe it's Mrs. Afiwajoye. You said, how can a memo that I should on clarity and compliance? clarity and compliance of a memo is just adhering to you explaining what you want to put across in a concise manner, not being ambiguous. And compliance is adhering to the format that I've just taken you through. It's like when you present a memo that has money, that has monetary value, and you did not put a vote of charge there. Where do you want them to get the money? That's the question they will ask you. Those are the compliance. If you didn't put timelines for execution, that is part of compliance. If you did not explain the background that informed the memo, that is part of the compliance. If you tick all these boxes, you are in compliance. I hope I understood what you're trying to say. And Mr. Igbason, you said you want me to explain votes code and vote of charge. You are in the local government, maybe that is why it is. I'm not sure. I've not worked in the local government, so I don't know whether they don't use it. But in your budget, the ministry's budget, the way your revenue, your funds are disaggregated is like you will have a code for every budgetary item, and you will have a vote of charge that you will quote. You are telling the executive, where the funds that is where they are domiciled, that we made provision for it in our appropriation, in our budget, and this is what we classify under. It is classified under this. When your planner prepares the monitor, the planner will put the vote head, will put the vote code, the number, and that is what you will always refer to when you want to embark on any spending or any expenditure that is related to what you have proposed that was approved by the House and the executive arm of government. You said executive summary. I don't want us to get things mixed up, please. If you, let me do an example for you. We can say executive summary to the level of our offices. If, as a department, I carried out 300 functions in a month, and I itemized it in a report, and I need to brief the meeting, I don't have to go through the 300 functions. What I would likely do is classify those functions. Maybe I will now say, we executed, let me take a particular ministry, maybe Ministry of Transportation, and maybe LASTMA went and did enforcement here, enforcement there, enforcement here. Of course, they will list, or environment did enforcement here, enforcement there. The enforcement that they did, they will classify those that were related. Maybe it's enforcement of people building on the drainage system. Maybe they carried out 10 of that out of the 300. They will write enforcement of clearing how will I put it, structures on the drainage system. They may now go to other places and carry out enforcement on refuse, where people are dumping illegal refuse. They will classify that. At the end of the day, maybe it is classified under just 7 items, maybe listing it, and it covers the whole 300. So whoever wants to read about the specifics will go into the actual report, but the executive summary is what they are speaking to. If, like the presentation I gave now, I'm speaking to the presentation, your executive summary will be a prompt for you. Your executive summary can take different forms. Your permanent secretary can look at your memo and prepare an executive summary. When it comes to the ESCO and is giving a presentation, he is not there to read all the slides. No, but if that is the way, they won't leave the meeting. He will prepare a summary that he will use to speak to the slides. And that is what an executive summary is. It's just an abridge of a memo. And that was why I explained that when you have a policy, your memo becomes an executive summary, because the nitty-gritty is in the policy itself. And when you have when you don't have a policy or a bill, it's a standalone. So you can use executive summary interchangeably for it when it's standalone, that you are not referring to another voluminous write-up.
Hello, ma. Are you still with us, ma?
Yes, I'm with you. I've been explaining, or you didn't hear me?
Yes, I do, ma. So thank you so much, ma. So let me check on the chat box if we have any. Thank you so much, ma. Good evening, all. So if you need any more clarity, you can raise your hand. So at the same time, let me check on chat box to know if we have any. So,
I can see from the chat box somebody asking how many hard copies are to be submitted. So it's 6 copies, because the ESCO of Lagos State has gone paperless to a greater extent. Before, it used to be for everybody in attendance. Now it's just 6 copies. And Madam Afiwajoyi said that she didn't get, that the network yanked her off and she didn't get her answer.
she will get that through on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Any other question?
I think there is no question apart from, okay, the only question here is what is the memo and how many type of memo do we have? That's Bushirat Abdullahi. So after that, I don't think there is any question again. Then can we get more explanation of ESCO extract? That's Adeyinka Akilo.
So on ESCO extract, I said is the prayer that is approved that is converted to ESCO extracts. Let's take for instance that we wrote a submission, a memo that we want to use 1 million to buy pots in governor's office. When the council approves it, cabinet office, when the minutes is adopted, will issue the extracts stating what you requested that was approved. You know, we could have said that we're using 10 million to buy pots, and ESCO decides that 10 million is too much when we're approving 8 million. So it is that approval of 8 million that will be transferred when the minute is adopted. Your extract does not come immediately you do presentation at ESCO. It is when the minute of that meeting is adopted. I'm very sure people in commission and maybe EPS, they will be, all the commissions, they will be conversant with that when you go, maybe people go to commission for conversion interview. It is when the minute is adopted that the approval that is granted by commission will be communicated to you, referring to the dates the meeting was held. Is the same thing as the extracts. That was why I said it is all what we do. And I saw somebody asking that our officers trained specifically to write ESCO memo. I don't know whether they are trained specifically. I don't work in a staff, I don't know. But it is on the job training that we all get. Don't overstretch it. ESCO memo is just your normal submission. If you have not been writing submission that is structured, the template for ESCO memo is also applies to the normal submission. I remember when I was in commission, our submission, when any of us applies, when officers apply for anything, you will first bring out the history, how they join service, that we take. Is also the same thing. We now put what they have requested, will include it, which we have put the background, we have put the problem, and we have put what they are asking for, and we now quote the civil public service rule to support what they have requested, and pray that they be considered. It is what we're doing everywhere. You want to buy brooms in your office, and you write that the brooms that we bought last month, everything has spoiled, and we want to, it's the same format. So I don't want us to overthink this executive memo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Someone was asking why extracts always be on what does it say? On
Yellow paper.
yellow
Yellow
paper.
paper.
Yes.
See, the colors of paper that we use in cabinets is peculiar to cabinets. It is peculiar to cabinets all over the country. I've not seen that of the rest. I guess to make it different, it is peculiar. So the approval of ESCO will be different because of the highest approval. It will be different from our regular approval. We all write. You remembered? Until now, that people are now writing their submissions with white paper. When I joined service, and then so many people on this call can attest to it, your submission will be on a green paper called submission paper. Those are the guidelines in a bureaucratic sector that we are operating. Funny enough, I've not asked why the yellow paper, but I guess it's for you to be distinct, different from every other approvals that are being gotten, because even our minutes, I've seen minutes from 1967. It's on yellow paper. So that yellow paper is peculiar to ESCO. That's the only explanation. Now that you have triggered my curiosity, I'll probably go and research on why the yellow paper.
All right.
Thank you.
So much, man. On this note, I will call on Mr. Igbasan. Mr. Igbasan is going to do dual schedule for us. One, ask your question. Then two, you give vote of thanks on behalf of the all participants. So, Mr. Igbasan, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
You are audible, sir. Go ahead,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you, my director, Mrs. Ekishola. I really appreciate the explanation you gave me on vote code and vote charge. Now, I want to ask another question before I do the vote of thanks. And the question is, can ESCO extract be thrown away or thrown off at the ESCO meeting whenever they are not convened?
Whenever they are not, please.
Convened.
Can you please come again on that?
Can ESCO extract be thrown off
Yes.
at the ESCO meeting whenever they are not convinced about the extract or the summary?
So I guess you are mixing it up. Can ESCO memo? That's what you want to see, not ESCO extracts.
Okay, ma. ESCO memo, yes.
When they are not convinced, they will put up. They won't just throw anything off. They are reasonable people. They will consider all the pros and cons. You know, as public servants, there are some things that we may not know. Politicians, there are some things that they do not know. But there are some things they know that we don't know. And there are some things that we know that they don't know. Maybe they don't really throw away memos. What they do is tell you all what their reservations are about that memo and ask you to go back and address those things. If you bring it back, and they are convinced, it will be adopted. But if they feel that you've not done enough stakeholder engagements, part of your analysis are faulty, and you are not able to defend it, I don't think you will blame them if they don't approve.
Okay.
Which is why I'm saying that we should read wide. Wherever we're working, we should know what is happening so that we can prepare concise and compact submissions and memos. Have I addressed your question,
Yes,
sir?
thank you. Thank you very much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
On this note, my name is once again Igbason Oluwatoyin from local government, Papa Igom FCD. I want to appreciate you, man, for giving us your time. Despite all the day job in the office, you still create time for us. And I know God Almighty will continue to bless you, bless your family. We have learned a lot from you today. I know many of our colleagues here, by the time we're in flying colors. And to
By the
our
grace of God.
God will continue to bless you too. Because if not for you, I wouldn't have had this kind of opportunity. I was surprised when you said this thing has been on since 2003. Maybe because that was my last year I did a promotion. But I have an opportunity now to do this promotion again. And I know by the grace of God, next year I will be an assistant director building. On this note, I want to thank everybody. Thank you and good luck.
All right, Mr. Igbason, thank you so much. Other participants, please let your emojis keep on coming to appreciate our facilitator. Let your emojis keep on coming. Are we sleeping? Like Mr. Felix, are we on the bed now?
Samuel, can I respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I respond, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My appreciation goes to you for this platform. I would like to say thank you to my colleague, Mr. Segun Balogun, the chairman, and some of my colleagues on this call that we've known each other for quite a while. I would like to say thank you for the opportunity, and I hope to, when I'm called upon, I hope I've been able to address most of our reservations. I wanted to ask Mr. Igbason, what's the system of spending in local government? But then I guess I will try and get in touch with him to find out how they classify their spends. That maybe it's different from the civil service. And I want to thank everybody, my friends on this call, and some of my colleagues that didn't mention my office. I say, I see you. See you some other time. Thank you. And I wish everyone sitting for the examination all the best. Let's just calm down. It's going to be all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jami.
All right, ma'am. That's the word. Mommy, calm down. So let's calm down. Let's relax our nerves. It's just an assessment, nothing more, nothing less. On this note, I say a very big thank you for your time and your patience and your listening. I believe we'll be able to learn one or two things. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you, every one of you. Good night. Have a lovely